Is now a time to be looking for financing, or is now a time to be avoiding financing? Is now a time to be laying off staff, which we've seen Zuckerberg laying off another 10,000 Meta staff and stuff like that? That, like, what should a business leader be looking to do right now in relation to practical things in that stance?
Look, if we're focusing on small to medium enterprises, at all times, watch your cash flow.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what's going on in the economy, good times, bad times, uncertain times, watch your cash flow, because the amount of cash that you've got on any particular day really determines whether or not you can pay your bills. So regardless of your level of profitability, regardless of what your margins are on your, the goods that you sell or the services that you provide, manage your cash. So watch your cash. That advice applies to all small and medium enterprises all the time.
Yeah.
Honestly, most businesses that end up having to close their doors are really, they really have to do it because they've got a cash problem, not necessarily because they've got a profitability problem, especially in the long term. So that's important. Secondly, right now is probably not the best time in the world to be borrowing, because interest rates are a lot higher than they were even a few months ago. Probably if you can wait until they stabilise a little bit. If you do have some spare cash, and I'm not a financial planner, I'm not a financial advisor, and it is illegal for me to give people financial advice. So all I can do is, I guess, share what I would do if I was running a small to medium enterprise. If I had some spare cash and I knew it was spare, I'd be starting to look around for some bargains, all right?
Yes.
In terms of maybe taking over another business, perhaps even buying some shares, maybe looking at some real property, some real estate. I think it's a good idea to use your cash flow and leverage into assets that are not going to be affected by what's happening to your business. In other words, look at opportunities to build a wealth portfolio that is not dependent upon what's happening in your own business. And let me tell you, that's not original advice. It's not something I thought up. This is advice that I've gleaned over many, many years from listening to other people, including you, because you're a business coach, among other things. And I listen to people like you. There are 4 or 5 others, both here in Australia and overseas. I pay a lot of attention to them. So this is not original ideas coming from me. This is, I think, the collective wisdom of people I have known for a long period of time, and I trust them.
And I've got to kind of support what you just said, because like I mentioned earlier, I've got a number of clients in the finance industry, in real estate and things like that. And obviously they've taken a bit of a hit, but people are always asking, is now a good time to buy, or is now time to get finance or whatever? It should never really be yes, it comes into consideration what's happening now, but it's more about what can I afford. It actually comes down to, because those sorts of things in business, especially the way that I look at business with my clients, everything's numbers. That's all it is. It's not, it's if you're, and with everything, we create that margin of the will interest rates go up? Will they go down? They'll always go up a little bit and they'll always go down a little bit. You've got to allow for that margin in your calculations. And it shouldn't be is now a good time because of what's happening out there. It's like, no, am I in the position, can I afford to make this move right now? And that's where you have to get aligned with the right experts, and get the right finance broker, because he will be able to, I've got a great finance broker that I work with, and he's absolutely incredible because he's more strategic. He's not just about getting a loan. He's really, really strategic and finding what's best, when's best, and those sorts of things, rather than just writing a loan for you. Also got another client that's in real estate and in developments and that sort of area. And he's always working with his clients on, okay, is now a good time to buy a property? It's not about that. It's like, okay, can you afford right now? And like you said, Dr. Rob, we have to find ways of growing our wealth. And people make money in global financial crises. People make, like all these things. It's everyone's like, oh, like everyone's losing money. No, there's lots of people making money. Don't worry. There's lots of people making money. There's a big fallout at the moment. I suppose that's an encouragement to business owners. Hey, I'm going to make this a little bit of a twofold advice. First of all, some practical things. Create some margin in your finances. Create some margin in your business. Also, make sure you're forecasting properly, like Dr. Rod said, cash flow forecast. Make sure you know your numbers. Expert in your numbers. You have to. And be projecting. Be aware of what's happening. And this is where I actually want to kind of shift gears a little bit. Remember, as a Christian business owner, yes, we are in the world, but we're not of the world. We have to be aware of what's happening around us, use wisdom, but also if we are walking with Christ, Christ will guide us. Christ will give us the direction of maybe we need to buy when everyone else is selling. Maybe we need to expand when everyone is laying off. But that's the advantage of being a Christian in business, doing this walk with Christ, because he can give us the direction when we are literally walking with him, when he is side by side with us. As a business owner, that's where you can make supernatural moves in your business and not be conditioned to what is happening around us in the world. We are immune from it. We're not immune from stupidity. We still have to have wisdom, but we walk a different walk. And so I want to encourage you as a Christian business owner, as a Christian business leader, make sure you're walking with Christ to hear from him so that you're not reacting to what's happening, but you're actually working ahead of what's happening.
Hey, that was an excerpt from our On the Cube Leadership podcast. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, put a comment below. And if you want to see more content like this, faith-based leadership development content, make sure you check out our channel, give it a subscribe, and hit the bell notification so that you'll be notified when we release new content.